I love to film my hunts. I've been doing it for years, probably all the way back to 2005 when the cameras were pretty big. And we kind of went through this phase of cameras. Like they started getting smaller, then they got bigger again. And if you're watching one of those really cool deer hunting productions, you know, they're taking out a big trophy rig camera mount. They're taking out a big camera, and those cameras are big because they let in a lot of light in those low light conditions. And let's face it, we're hunting and we're filming in a lot of dusk and dawn low light situations, so those cameras really work well for those type of scenes. But you still can get it done with these small cameras. Now back in 2005, the camera I was using was about the size of a miniature basketball, but then this little Canon, this little Sony camera came out, and these little flip open screens, and these things will still film in 4K. These pack a punch, and you can get these for right around $300, sometimes even less expensive if there's a sale going on. But 1080 gets it done. You don't have to film in 4K, but if you do film any kind of high definition video, definitely pack a really good SD card. What do I got in this one? This one's 128 gigs. And a lot of times I'll just film in 1080i, that gets it done a lot. But if I'm doing some beauty shots, I'll kick it up to 4K. But usually, you know, just small clips. It used to make me laugh. My son used to turn to me and tell me, "Dad, you need to calm down." You know, because my heart's just racing. I'm so excited for my boys and my wife, and I want them to harvest the deer. And I just get a kick out of filming. But I don't like to sacrifice the film for the deer, or I don't like to sacrifice the deer and give up the video. So I wanted a happy medium. I wanted to be able to record the memory and be able to relive it, but at the same time I didn't want to try to capture this with so much that it may mean pushing the limits with the shot. I still want to be able to concentrate on the shot and make a good clean shot, put that first, you know, because we're talking about killing an animal, and I don't want to have to track that animal, put that animal through more stress than it has to be. So what I do is I just try to keep it as simple as possible, and I wanted to share my simple system today. Into the end of October, and the wind's starting to come in, and the wind, Mother Nature's taking care of all the leaves on the trees. I'm kind of snuck in here by the shed. Hopefully that's a good wind block, but you can hear that wind just a-roaring. So I already talked about taking in small cameras. You know, this weighs right a little over a pound. It's not that bad at all. So you can take this and throw it into a coat pocket or something like that, and you barely really feel it. Now, when it comes to filming somebody else, you know, they have those trophy ridge camera mounts that you mount on the tree, and that really lets you extend out and around the corner, around the base of the tree. But a lot of times I don't need to do that. You know, I'll set up on one side of the tree, and I'll show you what I take. I actually made mine with just aluminum square stock, but over the years they came out with something like this, and I liked how this screwed into the tree. It seemed a lot faster and easier, and I'll show you how to do that. But what I did was I cut about 4 inches off this one end, drilled another pilot hole in here and shortened it. The reason why I did that was so I can put this between the tree and my saddle, and I can work it to the right side or the left side of the tree. And if you'd like to see more about that, I'll put a video up in the corner and you can see how I film out of my saddle. But the update is this. This is my new camera mount. I've been running this for about 2 seasons now, and you know, all cameras, a Canon M50, even a small little Sony camera like the one I use, this all screws into the bottom of these cameras with this one mount. This is a universal screw. It looks like it's 1/4 inch. You can always put some vegetable oil. It won't have that aroma like WD-40, and you can keep it quiet. But how this attaches to the tree, I'll show you. So this is what they give you, and they give you 3 of these. That way you can set different trees up. In my case, you can lose a few. And when you get down to the last one, go in and get yourself some more butterfly nuts. But this is all it takes. A very important tip too is you want to put it as flat as you possibly can. Don't put it crooked like this or like that, because the arm won't go right to left. If you have it pitched up, it's going to have like this big like moon swing. You don't want that. You want it to be flat as possible. Now, this is a pine tree, so this is just going to make it. This is going to make it sweat sap. But pine trees are tough, and they'll bounce back because that sap is a preventative. like that. And I can film this side of the tree. I can film it all the way around. And this is the setup that I like to take. And then I'll have my tree saddle right here. It's really portable, it's really lightweight. This whole setup is just a couple pounds. So over the years, I figured out how to capture the memory, produce a good video. This is a high definition, and also not waste a lot of energy packing in all the batteries and the equipment. You know, some folks can't film a video unless it's in 4K and you know it's done by a $2,000 camera, and if you're that guy, then this video is definitely not for you. But if you want to capture the moment, you know, we filmed a lot of videos using, you know, lesser cameras like this. I mean, a high definition camera is going to film a beautiful shot. Now this is a great setup and all, but it doesn't really film you. It doesn't film the action. So when I'm in the saddle, I like to take my video camera, but I also like to take a GoPro to film the action. And there's a couple GoPros that I like. I like the GoPro Black 9. It's a little heavier. It has some special stabilizing, and it just seems to have a little bit better mic and a better, you know, just all in all better camera. But the GoPro Silver is a little smaller. It's a little bit more lightweight, and I like this for clipping it on my bow. I'll get to that. So just for example, I'm gonna hook this, I'll show you how I hook it up. This is how I hook it up, just like that. So what I do is I take the GoPro and I clip it right here, and that'll film my interviews and it'll film the action as the deer's coming around. And even if it gets twisted or it starts to tilt a little bit, you can use your video software and you can turn that. And I have one last camera mount, clip it right there on the very bottom, and that's how I actually film it. I'll go to activate it and I'll turn it on just like that. And the whole thing will be filmed upside down. So this GoPro Silver is very light. It films 4K. Whenever it comes to your cameras, you want to put a monster SD card in it. You know, you're going to want a big one for your GoPro, and you'll want a big SD card for your video camera. I may not even film that much if the deer is close. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm not gonna try to operate all these different things. That's why I have all these options, so I can capture it somehow, some way. I'm gonna be able to capture it. You know, my job isn't so much to video out there, it's to hunt and capture what I can capture. That's how I look at it. If you guys wanna see these products, I'll link this stuff down below for you. So just wanted to share that. I hope you guys find that helpful. Hope you guys capture your deer hunts. Hope you shoot a good one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.